This is a new series, Composer Spotlight. During Composer Spotlight, I'm going to look into a modern composer and talk about their music, their background, and the different things they composed for. This week, we'll start with the original game composer, easily the most influential composer for video games and the creator of some of the most memorable tracks in the history of modern music, Koji Kondo. Born in Nagoya, Japan in 1961, Kondo began taking electric organ lessons at age 5 and continued to play keyboard instruments throughout his life. In 1984, Nintendo sent a recruitment message to his university saying that they were looking for people to compose and program sounds for their company. Kondo applied and got the job without even a demo tape. His first games included Punch-Out and Golf, but his most influential piece of music is 1 year later in 1985 with, well, you know. Easily the most remembered piece of video game music ever. Everyone knows this one. They probably also know this one. I could sit here all day and just play Mario music, but I'll move on to Kondo's other most memorable theme. Kondo said that he originally wanted to have a version of Ravel's Bolero for the opening crawl instead of the slower version of the Overworld theme, since it perfectly matched the scrolling, but they found out that the copyright for Bolero hadn't run out yet. Kondo then arranged the Overworld theme to the opening crawl that we all know and love in a day. Crazy, right? He went on to do virtually every Mario and Zelda game from the beginning to the year 2000, when he stepped down to more of a supporting role, although he did contribute compositions to all the main series Mario and Zelda games since then. The last game that he created the score for all by himself was Ocarina of Time, and the music for that has been played to death, but it's super good. So what are his influences? Well, like many Japanese game composers of the time, Koji Kondo listened to a lot of classic rock growing up, particularly Deep Purple and Emerson, Lake and Palmer. These bands used organ and keyboards extensively in their music. This, combined with the fact that, in Kondo's words, when we were young, richer people had pianos, but other people might have an electric organ, makes the organ his logical choice and instrument. However, when you listen to a bit of Emerson, Lake and Palmer or Deep Purple, you hear a lot more Final Fantasy than Mario. That's another episode. Kondo also listened to and really enjoyed jazz and Latin music, and you definitely hear this influence reflected in Mario. Zelda and Mario are Nintendo's two flagship franchises. However, they're both pretty different. From the beginning of their foray into video games, Nintendo separated ideas based on if it would go with Zelda or with Mario. Both games have big bad steals the princess stories, but Mario is more straightforward, all about the action and getting through the levels. Zelda is all about the adventure, and the world between the dungeons is just as important as the dungeon itself. Koji Kondo recognized this difference and created music to match. Mario is more action-based, so the music tends to be more dynamic. The music speeds up when time's running out, the music shifts when you become invincible, and in more recent games, there are sections where the music is directly tied to your movement. Overall, the music is more driving, with some notable exceptions. For Zelda, the music is all about the atmosphere, so the music sets the mood. There are some examples of dynamic music, but overall, the music is all about the environment. Adventurous for the overworlds, foreboding in the dungeons, or calm in the towns. Koji Kondo is an amazing composer. He was responsible for many of the most memorable melodies today, and arguably part of the reason that video games got popular after the crash. Mario is the most recognized fictional character in the world, and the iconic music that's closely associated with him helps that. Kondo's greatest achievement, however, is how he captured the essence of Mario and Zelda with completely different music in different games. Super Mario World has a completely different theme than the originals, and Ocarina of Time doesn't even have the original Zelda Overworld in it anywhere. Yet these are still considered among the best in their respective franchises. Koji Kondo's music helps tie them together, and that's why I couldn't choose anyone else to start this series. Thanks for watching, and until next time, listen well.